Hello and welcome to Tales of the Astral, where our adventurers will be exploring the mysteries of the Astral Plane. The known universe is thousands of worlds. Some use tech to fly and thrive in space, others use magic, and some use a mix of the two. Welcome to a world of spaceships and spellcasters, lasers and loots, gravity and gods, and everything the stars have to offer. Welcome, Space Cadets! Let's start out, as we always do, by introducing ourselves and a little bit of our characters. Let's go top to bottom, left to right, starting with B.
Hello, I am B. I use they, them pronouns, and I am playing Iker, who uses he, they, it pronouns. Iker is a plasmoid warlock.
Hi, I'm Charlotte. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Ware, who uses it, they pronouns. Ware is an autonome construct who is a druid.
Hello, I'm Danielle. I use she, they pronouns, and I play Mayor, who is a gift paladin, and they use any pronouns.
Hi, I'm Becca. I play Helionyx, who uses they, them pronouns. I use she, they pronouns, and Helionyx is a artificer monk.
Hi, I'm Amy. I use she, her pronouns, and I play Aster, who uses they, them pronouns, and they are a Eladrin cleric.
Wonderful. And I am M, your humble DM, who uses she, her pronouns. Let's just get started. Last time on Tales of the Astral, we rejoined our party in Amrador Station, a high-tech space city and the home of our own Helionyx. As the rest of the party made their way back to the arcane dock, we caught up with Snap, who had stayed on the ship to finish up repairs. Going past one of the ship's portholes, Snap noticed a shadow moving around the outside of the SS Big Boy, or as we know them now, Plantric. Around the ship, they found Connexus commandos that had noticed the ship and were investigating it, knowing that it had been reported stolen and gotten into an altercation with a command ship earlier that day. Snap stealthily moved about the ship and informed the first mate Lux of the situation. They readied the ship just as the party returned, and in a tense moment, the party was able to escape and make their way safely out towards the Astral Sea. Once back on the ship, the party regrouped and had some poignant personal discussions and a discussion with the ship itself, a living vine being connected by large arcane crystals. They questioned its desires and feelings about being their ship. We left our adventurers as the clouds of the Astral Sea rushed toward the ship, and Snap fainted, brought back to a flashback of their past in the sea. We come back in that moment. You all have come up onto the deck and seen these beautiful Technicolor clouds moving swiftly towards you. As the clouds overtake the ship, you all look over to see Snap fall to the ground, passed out. What do you do?
I would like to do a medicine check on Snap to see what the heck is going on.
Wonderful. Yep, go ahead.
I'll also do a medicine check.
I rolled a 16.
Nice.
Oh, great. Mine.
Lovely. So, you go over to Snap. What do you do for your medicine check?
Maybe like feel the forehead a little bit. I'm probably not too familiar with tabaxi anatomy, so try poking and prodding like a couple different places until I find something that, seems like it's telling me some information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You go up, you can see that their nose is slightly moving, so you can definitely tell that they are still breathing. They seem they seem just like in a deep sleep. You don't see any injuries or anything on them. They just seem to have passed out right in front of you.
Okay. They're alive, so that's a good sign. Don't know why this happened, but I don't know. Should we maybe move him somewhere?
Yes, it
Somewhere a
seems
little
they
more
just needed a
comfortable?
little cat nap, so we could just go tuck them into bed, maybe leave some cookies on the side for when they wake up. Happens to the best of us.
That sounds like a great idea.
All right. Iker begins to sign. I will shuttle them to their quarters. And Iker is going to kind of like emulsify down a bit and become more square and just kind of like slide themselves underneath Snap's body, and using like tiny little tentacle feet, they're just going to like slowly crawl and drag Snap to their quarters.
I love it. Yeah. You also see that as you start to move across the deck with Snap laying on top of you, Lux steps down from inside the spelljamming helm and looks at you and says, yes, Captain, I didn't want to say if it didn't come up, but privately, Snap came to me when they joined the crew that they sometimes have fainting spells related to something in their past.
Slowly, stickily moving across the deck like a little slimy snail. Iker, you see just like a couple of hands kind of like pop out on what would be possibly Iker's back, and use the gloves to then sign to Lux. Oh, well, perhaps that should have been disclosed to me previously, but we'll discuss that later. And they're going to continue taking Snap to their curse.
Wonderful. Yes, I understand. It was more medical privacy, but I understand. Lovely. So
we
you
don't
take...
have a nurse. I don't know these things.
Yes, so you take Snap downstairs, and the rest of you are surrounded by these, like I said, Technicolor clouds. You are now to the point that as you look out, you can no longer see the stars, just these large bits of clouds. You notice that the air changes. What had been just the air bubble around your ship now is this large expanse that is simultaneously, you start to feel a change for all of you. Has everyone been in the Astral Sea, or who has and hasn't been in the Astral Sea before?
Iker has. I think Helionyx has.
Aster has.
Pretty sure Ware probably has.
Wonderful. Yeah, so you guys quickly recognize that feeling of kind of a lack of need, a lack of time changing, no hunger or thirst, no need for air. I'm going to go around and ask each character how you are feeling after entering the astral plane. And we will start with Helionyx, since you are the last to have left it.
I think Helionyx was dreading this sort of timeless feeling coming back, because I think so long after having lived like that going back to being able to like need to eat, breathe, all of that stuff, it makes you feel a little bit more alive. So I think that as we go through, they brace themselves and they just sort of a tense, disappointed sigh as that feeling returns to them.
Wonderful. Yeah, let's do, actually, I like that order. Let's do Aster next. So you are also in the Astral Sea last.
I think Aster really likes the Astral Sea. You know, it's kind of just like a chill, timeless place. don't have to think about things a lot, which Aster doesn't really like thinking about things. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty welcome to be back in the Astral Sea.
Wonderful. Let's see. How about Mayor?
I think that Mayor is like pretty like unsettled by like the lack of bodily function. You know, Mayor is like the one who's like always in the kitchen, always making food for everyone and everything. And so it's like it kind of makes them feel like a little like out of control.
Interestingly enough, Mayor has had a lot of experience in their life, and knows that in the Astral Sea you can eat if you want to. You can do all that stuff. It's just unnecessary. So you at least have that. But I understand the discomfort. Wonderful. How about Where?
So like physically, Where doesn't feel that different because they already don't need to eat or breathe or any of that stuff. So for them, it's just sort of like, okay, new place. This is how we get to other places. And it doesn't feel that different than not being in the Astral Sea.
Lovely. And finally, Iker, as you come back from having left Snap back in their room.
Yeah, so Iker would probably have kind of paused in like one of the below decks hallways to wait as like they saw the clouds coming, simply because like, and honestly this is probably why they like immediately volunteered to take Snap, is so that they could kind of like react by themselves to this moment, because this is the first time that they've been back since they left their pilgrimage. And they, in this moment, feel conflicting things, because on the one hand, it is that what Helionics kind of mentioned, that feeling of, am I alive? Like it's that like immediate dread of the memory of floating around for decades, and in the worst moments, in the quiet, contemplating, did I die out here? Am I just a soul floating in the ether forever? But there is this strange feeling of comfort as they also connect this feeling to the mother ooze, to the old one, and they still feel this strange sense of duty, and kind of like it's like a weird comfort in that of like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like I'm being told what to do and I'm just following orders, and like this is like Iker's like sick comfort spot.
Love it. Yeah, you come up back onto the deck. Lux gets back into the spell jamming helm and starts to continue to head you towards your destination. As you move through, it's a little disorienting being in the astral plane, for the variety of reasons that you all said, and also because you can't see too far ahead of you. And you begin to see that there are large shapes that are floating in the astral sea. Great dark orbs with, as you get a little closer, tails maybe? No, tentacles. And soon you recognize what you were looking at, a graveyard of aesthetics. The large jellyfish ships that the Zalanastra use. They begin to float past you about 200 feet off your bow.
Can I do a nature check to see if like they died of like natural causes or like?
For sure, definitely. Go ahead.
16.
Ooh, Oh, yes. With the 16, you look over. I think on a nature level, because you do know so much about different species, you know that it's unusual to have like this big of a concentration in one area. Naturally, they're such large creatures that while they do hang out in family groups, not quite this many. And as they come even closer, you see that there are tentacles with laser burns that have been cut off. You see that there are holes riddled in some of them that look like they come from bullets. Seems to be the results of a battle.
I'm gonna say, so we're just gonna be like, huh? Looks like this is like remnants of like a fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna immediately be doing like a perception check to see if I can see anything that's living left over from this.
Mm-hmm.
And while Icar's doing that, could I also do a tech check to see, because I know that the other group
Nat 20.
these people to see. Oh,
Wonderful. But yes, Onyx, you can finish what you were saying. We'll go with the nat 20 and then go down to yours. No worries.
Oh.
Love it.
Oh yes.
Yes.
A tech check to see if there's any like tech items floating around from like maybe the other people they were fighting.
Love it. Yes. So, Iker, you look around. You're looking for if there is any life in the area around you. You see that you look around and see that there are bits of ships in and amongst the ascetics. Especially as you are moving forward, you're starting to see more and more technological parts in and amongst these ascetics. You recognize that there starts to be coming off of these metal pieces what looks to be like coral that seems to have grown and attached to these pieces of, now that you can see, a large Conexus ship, similar to the one that had attempted to arrest you just yesterday. All lights powered off. It is torn in half, and you can see the decks and floors of the ship like the inside of a dollhouse. You see that there are, but also with that nat 20, you can make out that there are little animals in and amongst the coral, little space fish. And you see like hidden in the shadows of one ship that most people would never have seen, but you just see a hint of movement. This large multicolored octopus that is kind of hiding behind a shadow.
Okay. Icar is horrified. But hey, it might be friendly. Icar turns to the rest of the crew and says, or signs, I should say, all right, it looks like we have a friend.
Are they an actual friend, or like you're just saying that and it's ironic and they're actually scary?
Well, honestly, I'm not sure. I saw a shadow and a large tentacle, and I think I know what might have ripped some of these ships apart.
Well, it sounds like it could be both. I've had quite a few scary friends. What's one more?
True, I am also scary and have tentacles. And he's gonna just like start like waving his goo around.
I love it.
I think everyone's a friend until proven otherwise. We should maybe
as you get closer
out
and get a little more perspective, you see that this octopus, so the command ship is maybe, hard to tell, 100 times the size of your ship, just like a mile long. This octopus is maybe like 30 feet. Seems unlikely that he could have done the damage, but That's as you get closer. Because at first, it's, again, you guys have all experienced this being in the astral sea before. It is very difficult to tell perspective.
Right. Okay. Okay, cool. Great. So it's not so big that it's going to eat our ship. So that is good.
What if it's
Anything to
the
protect
thing that ate
Plantric.
that ship?
Yes, we must protect Plantric. What'd you say, Helionics?
Oh, I said, what if it's the kid of the thing that ate that ship?
Then it's just a little baby, and we're duty bound to intervene.
Do you think that if it is just a little baby, that they would probably not like it if we did that? Because then what if... Yeah, we can do it. It's fine. Never mind. I just...
Can I tell if this octopus is a little baby or if it seems fully grown?
Wonderful. Yeah, go
Little
ahead
baby
and
check?
do a nature check.
A nature check? Oh, I'm so bad at those.
A baby check.
That's
Or,
a
you know,
9.
is survival better for you?
Survival is better for me.
Yeah. Yes, I think
I can-
survival also.
I can use the same roll, so that would be a 14 instead of a 9.
Yes. I think especially with your history, survival makes sense. That you look and you think you've seen quite a few of these space octopus, and actually, as you look around, you've had enough experience in the astral sea to see that sometimes when there are these large bodies floating in space, the little things that get captured in the astral sea, because it's not just sentient beings, or I don't know if I don't want to call the octopus sentient. Our normal D&D races that get adrift in the astral sea. Many other things do too. Little critters and creatures falling through portals in various places, and oftentimes they will kind of catch on to things and start to build this astral coral and create little coral reefs of different animals. You've seen these a few times before. They often have octopi in them. You think this one, you've never seen one much bigger than this. This seems to be their adult size. You've seen one this size with smaller beings before, smaller little octopi.
Okay. I think this one is the mom. Does that mean her babies are missing? Should we find the babies and reunite the family? I think that might be our mission now.
We could ask it.
Yes, I think we should just ask the little thing, the creature.
Just
Not
like
a bad idea.
I don't know about you guys, but I can't talk to creatures. Can you talk to creatures?
Well, you can always talk
sure
to creatures. They
can.
just might not understand you or talk back, but you know, you can still talk to them. It's actually
Yes.
really therapeutic and, you know, kind of fun.
Yes, so leaving aside the hippie nonsense, I also have speak with animals, so, you know, I could actually communicate and see what's what, and if there are missing children involved.
Where you could turn into an octopus and pretend to be its
Yes,
babies.
that
And
is
then
fun, and we should do that.
But wouldn't that be mean?
Oh, is it like, you know, racist or something? I don't know.
No, the pretending to be his baby part.
Oh, yes, that's particularly bad, yes.
maybe just pretend to be a friend.
Well, that part's not pretending.
Yeah.
Oh,
that would-
true. A friendly octopus just here to visit.
Yes. We could totally do that. Yes. How far away is this thing?
It is, you are slowly moving towards it. At this point, it's about 100 feet away.
Can we get like slightly closer? Because if I'm an octopus, I'm pretty sure I can't fly.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yes.
Iker like
well,
moves
I
the
think
helm and like aims us that way.
because we have everybody who has already been in the astral sea, know that while you cannot fly, that any creature can move through astral space by thought alone.
That's right.
Basically, when you start to think of something that you want or a place, you kind of start to very, very slowly drift towards it. It may take you a long time, but also things like your walking speed or your swimming speed, especially swimming and flying seems to be the most useful in the astral sea to get around, but could work. We can decide. Do you think? Yeah, I'd love actually to know that. Where do you think that you've like studied creatures in the astral sea before?
I mean, that was what they did. So, like, I think so. Because I think they would have, like, as they traveled previously, they studied, like, everything there is to. So, and if these are relatively common, we would have run into them before.
Yeah. You, so you know a few things. You know that sea creatures seem to do very well in the astral sea. Their swimming can work very similarly. Some of these sea creatures are like direct, and like there is an asteroid shark that is essentially a kind of like split off descendant of reef sharks in the material plane. But there's also ones that have genetically evolved to not need air as they're moving through space. And you recognize that this is one of those, the octopus is one of those that is kind of over generations kind of become acclimated to the astral plane. But yeah, you know all that information.
Awesome. Okay.
Do with it what you will.
Last question. How big is the deck?
Let me check. I do have that written down. The deck is about 60 feet long.
Okay. Is there enough room for me to turn into a giant octopus on the deck? Or do I need to get above it? Because I could do that too. Okay, in which case, where's the turn into a giant octopus?
You might want to. Amazing. I love it.
So good.
What is I would love to know what it looks like.
So because the other one is right there as a visual reference, it's very similar in like shape, but color-wise is different. So it's more of like the purples and the greens of the animals where it typically turns into. Mm-hmm. Instead of, I think this one's like more orange and stuff. So then the octopus where is going to like look at probably Mare and be like, does this work? And you can hear that in your head now.
Oh, perfect. Yes. Yes, looks marvelous. You're doing great. Now go make a friend.
Okay, I'm going to move towards the octopus.
Would you like a friendly shove in that direction? And without waiting for a response, Mare's going to give Ware a friendly shove in that direction.
Does that make any impact on the fact that it's a 30-foot octopus?
It does. It does. As you are pushed forward.
What? Knowing about the astral sea, can I grab someone and bring them with me?
Yeah, definitely can.
I'm gonna grab Aster.
Fun.
You know,
Aster is probably already like trying to hitch a ride on you.
Oh, see, that's perfect then.
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, they're pushing me, so obviously I'm not going with them. So we're gonna float towards the other octopus and get like close-ish and then stop.
Wonderful. So are you stealthily going up, or are you trying to like be invitational?
Trying to be friendly, not stealthy. Very open. Probably stop and then wave.
Yeah, I love it.
Because octopuses understand that.
I love it. I'm going to have both of you do either a persuasion or an animal handling check as you come up.
Definitely could do animal handling.
Oh, I can do persuasion.
That's an 11.
I got a 24 persuasion.
Oh my goodness. So as you move up where you wave, which might be a little out of an octopus's repertoire of like greeting. So you see that it just like kind of like looks strangely at this this octopus coming towards it with a person. But you know, you're very open, Aster. You're used to meeting new beings in the universe and just playing out a peaceful vibe to get to know people. And you see that it does start to like move and kind of float towards you.
Cool.
Can I? So Ware's going to say to Aster now, be like, so we're happy with this. We're good. They seem like a friend.
Can you talk to me in your
I
octopus
can
form?
talk to you telepathically now.
Nice.
You cannot talk back to me telepathically, though. That's what I'm talking about.
Cool.
You can try, but it won't work.
Cool. I mean, seems friendly enough. Can you talk to our new friend here? I mean, I can talk to them. I just don't know if they'll understand me. So I don't know how much help that'll be in terms of, you know, what we were trying to accomplish here. But, you know, I don't mind. I can give it a whirl.
As an octopus, can I talk octopus?
I don't believe so. I don't think druids automatically can speak the wild shape.
That's what I thought. So I'm going to try to telepathy to the octopus and be like, hello, friend.
Ooh. Interesting.
Which
Ooh, that's very interesting.
I don't know if they're going to like.
I understand. I think so. The way the telepathic, that your ability works, right, is that you can communicate in the languages that you know.
Yep.
Is that correct? I think I remember reading that. Lovely. I love that you have this like animal researcher background because I love ecology and it gets me to say all the weird stuff I've been thinking about in my head. And one of the things is if there are creatures, beasts that have been in the astral plane for hundreds of years past probably their natural lifespans, they might have learned a thing or two in that time. So I am going to roll and see how old this this octopus is. If they are old enough, they will understand common. Because at this point, why wouldn't they? They may not be able to speak, but you know, you roll around long enough, you learn some things. Oh no.
Octopus are pretty smart.
They are.
Ooh, oh, a natural 20. This is an old ass octopus. They have been around the block. You see, so what do you say in their mind?
Hello, friend. This is my friend on me, not a snack. Would you like to come back to our ship to meet my other friends?
You see that it kind of floats and moves its tentacles. It kind of just like reaches out and with like the tiniest little movement like touches the side of Aster's arm and one of your tentacles and then starts to like move towards the ship.
Nice.
Put it back.
Sorry.
As we're making our way back, I'm going to use my message cantrip, and I'll say to Helionics in your head, coming back, I think we've got a new friend here.
Cool. Guys, so they're bringing the octopus back. I sort of wish maybe we could have talked as like a group and decided that we wanted to get a pet right now because it feels like a lot of responsibility. Just sort of, I don't personally want to have to like, I don't want to
Well,
walk it or anything, you know. But I'm
we're
fine with it being in
astral
here.
sea. It doesn't matter if we forget to feed it. You know, it'll be fine.
Oh right, because we're because we're in the
Yeah.
Astral Sea.
Yeah, it doesn't need much, and I feel like we could trust our new friend to walk itself. You know, seems quite capable.
Iker is standing on the deck, tentacles out, staring up for its new giant tentacle baby to be in its arms.
The oldest octopus you've ever seen.
Eyes and eyes. Like this octopus like knows more about the universe than I will ever know. And I'm just like, come here, big baby. Come to me.
I absolutely. Amazing. It starts to come towards you, and it does seem like it sees the tentacles, and you see that it like starts to mirror your tentacles and do like a little thing as it comes forward.
Can I roll insight to just get a quick vibe check on this friend? Does it
Love it.
seem friendly? Oh, that's a 9. Yeah, seems fine. Seems fine. Totally.
Mm-hmm. It's great.
I'm not doing
it starts to come
a
up to the
check
ship.
because I don't need one.
Kind
I
of,
just know my heart.
Oh, sorry, what was it?
I was saying that I don't need a vibe check. I love this octopus already.
I think Helionics just on purpose crit fails a vibe check and doesn't like the octopus.
Hates the octopus.
Astral likes the octopus more than me.
Helionics is gonna become like one of those dads that like hates the idea of the pet and then is like 2 weeks later cuddled up with the pet. Like
I'm still not an octopus guy, you know.
That's really funny. Okay. So when they like touch down to the deck, does like the octopus
starts to
like
tentacle around the mast, kind of like floats there looking at each of you.
Okay.
Meyer, you said you could maybe talk and understand it. I think that's more than I've got going and more than Ware can do, but we can maybe, you know, have a little conversation if we want.
Yes, we could give that a try. And I'm going to go ahead and cast Speak with Animals and then address the creature. Hello, how are you doing today? Yes, you.
Wonderful. Can you guys hear me now? Am I still frozen?
Oh, yes.
Good now. Oh, maybe not.
Okay, good.
A little delay.
The octopus is slow. It hasn't talked, you know, in like 70 years.
Yeah. Like it's still getting back used to it.
Warming up.
Yes. You can assume what I'm going to do is you can assume that the octopus is just interestingly looking at each of you. I'm going to really quickly check my Wi-Fi. I will be right back.
For sure.
Okay, while that happens,
feel free to roleplay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. While that happens, Iker is going to turn to Helionics. And I'm gonna roll an insight check to see if Iker can like tell that you're not like into our new friend. Yeah, that's an 18. So So Icar turns and like looks at you, Helionyx, and sees that you're like making like a stink face like towards the octopus. Looks over, begins to sign and say, "Is something wrong?"
No. Why would something be wrong? I just don't. Like I said before, I don't want to walk it or anything, but it can be here. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Oh, it's okay for you, for the octopus to be here on my ship. I'm really glad you approve.
Oh, yeah. I approve of the octopus being on the ship that you stole, Icar. I do approve of that.
All right. Okay, if this is how it's going to be.
Now,
Icar,
children,
is that what's
settle
going on?
down.
Hold it back. Hold it back.
Meyer
Where
takes
are
a
you?
gentle
I'm
hand.
going to tentacle you guys apart.
I think everybody
What a
just needs to
wonderful-
take a deep breath. No one says we're adopting a new pet. Maybe they don't want to be uprooted from their whole life. Maybe we just want to make a new friend, have a little conversation, and we'll see where that takes us,
Yes. And we're making a terrible first impression with all the fighting and the bickering, so I'm just going to pretend that this didn't happen.
And the
Upon
me.
Aster saying we need to chill out, Helionyx is immediately like, oh yeah, no, it's fine.
With like a hair flip.
Right, yeah, no, it's fine. Why
are you making such a big deal out of this, Icar?
I like the gaslight gatekeep girl boss type switch we have here, and I like it. Icar turns and says, "Well, if you're done making mean faces to our new friend, then Icar is going to kind of like start like moving their tentacles at the octopus to try to bond with it and create a sense of calm. In the meantime, let's see. There's so many things that I want to say and do, but M isn't here to be plant trick.
That was my thought as well. Is like we also have a tentacle creature. We have many actually.
Like, of course, let's just introduce them to plant trick, and then oh, wonderful! I got a secret message here. I'm gonna do an animal. I'm afraid. Not my best.
Combat.
I'm rolling okay. Dirty 20. Okay. I have had such good rolls. That will do. So dirty 20 animal handling check. I'm excited. What's gonna happen?
What exactly are you trying to do? Are you trying to like talk to Plantrick?
I am. I think that was like sent right after I was basically like. I was like doing a like tentacle dance at the octopus, and then I was talking about like wanting to like introduce them to Plant Trick.
According to M, you are vibing.
Says, yes.
Okay, great.
This makes complete sense given Icar's dance skills.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Canonical dancer.
Yes, Icar starts to do that like weird fluid like dance. They're purposefully pushing like all of like the shiniest objects in their body like to the forefront, so that the light like catches all of the glitter as they move. And then at the end again, they just like again slam themselves down on the deck into that big puddle. And there's just like weird bits of bones and things everywhere.
Nice. Mayor is giving like some ambiance background music, but it's just like yodeling type noise.
That's a good time. Uh, let's see. Trying to interact with things. Let's see. Okay, cool.
Another message.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Yes.
Okay, cool. Yes. So let's do. Okay. So, do we like leave the studio, or do we just like stop our cameras?
Hopefully this will work for just a second. Yes, difficulties. I will. We're just going to take a little 5-minute break. I will remove you guys from the stream. Bring you back when we're done. Hello. Let's bring everybody back. Hopefully, I am no longer cursed by the technology witch. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. I don't know what's up. But thank you all so much for vamping. Very helpful.
We had fun with
Wonderful.
it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think we ended, even though I was not here. I read the chat. There was apparently a very good line. We will come back with that.
Helionyx is going to go up to Aster from where they were sort of already sort of near them and be like, "It's a cool octopus that you found."
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Have you seen a lot of octopi before?
Oh, you know, here and there, I guess. Have you?
Oh, no, I haven't. Yeah.
Well, come on, you should see, you know, they seem friendly enough. You should see if you can pet it or something.
Oh, okay. And Helionyx not wanting to pet the octopus, but wanting Aster to bring them to pet the octopus, will follow them over.
Amazing.
Mayor is going to ask the octopus for consent. Yes, you are just so beautiful and marvelous, and some of my friends here were hoping to be your friends, and they were hoping you might like to be petted. Does that sound nice?
Oh. Yes, you are quite interesting little beings.
Oh, okay, wonderful. It's going to adopt us. Okay, everybody, come pet the octopus.
Sorry, did you say it was going to adopt us?
Yes, that seems to be the vibe. They find us very curious little creatures. First time somebody's called me little in a long time. And Mayor's just gonna hug a tentacle.
Okay, come on, Helio. Let's pet the octopus.
Wraps it around you.
Yes, Helio, pet the octopus.
Helio's gonna give Iker a death stare, just like.
You like it. I see the beautiful smile on your face. You love this octopus.
Do you need another calm emotions? Because I can do that if you need.
Oh, no, I'm fine. Just enjoying this octopus. Yep, I'm fine. But thank you.
Cool. Meyer, does this octopus have a name so we can stop calling it the octopus?
Ah, yes, I will ask. Excuse me, do you have a name? What shall we call you? Oh, great one.
I am Rithmore.
Rithmore, you said?
Yes.
Okay, I will relay
That
that
is
to
the
the
name
group.
I have chosen.
They have already chosen a name. They are Rithmore, and you may call them as such.
That's a good name.
I
I
thought
like
so
it.
too. What are you doing here, Rithmore?
Since I was since I was out, I just am curious. Is Iker still on the deck also interacting with this octopus?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they did a fun little dance. And now they're mostly just like swirling around with their tentacles out. specifically making sure that Helionyx is having a great time. And yeah, they're hanging around for sure.
I love it. Yes, so you see that Rithmore looks at you, Mayor, and says, what was the question that you asked again?
What are you doing here, Rithmore?
I have been drifting for quite a long time. And you see that their tentacle goes out and just kind of like pats Iker and just says, tell your friend I have not seen one like you. Quite interesting.
Oh, Icky, the Rithmore likes you. They find you quite interesting.
Yes, this is going to be my big tentacled baby. And Iker tries to make them tries to make themselves look as big as possible, which they are not large. And just spreads their tentacles very wide to embrace Rithmore.
So sweet.
Yes, that one is Iker. They would like to adopt you, perhaps. Little found family.
My child.
Oh. I am, I think, quite a bit older than all of you.
Oh, okay. You could be, a surrogate grandparent, perhaps.
Ah, that is interesting. I suppose. Are you inviting me
Grandpapa.
on your ship?
Iker, are we inviting them on the ship? I assume so.
Iker almost immediately says yes, but remembering that the ship is sentient, casts comprehend languages, and just moves over to the side of the deck as quickly as they can until they can see plant matter, and just splatters themselves along the side, and signs, "Hello, Plantrick. I have a question."
You see tap? See a little tentacle, a little vine come out and just tap?
Yes. Hello, Plantrick. I hope you're feeling well today. Anyway, we have a new visitor on the ship. And just kind of gestures with a tentacle. Not sure if this is one of the plants that can see. That's a real thing. Look it up. It's really scary. Anyway, but if it does have olfactory senses of some way, if it can see octopus, it gestures to it.
You see that these vines move up the main mast where Rithmore has kind of put himself around, and they kind of the vines move up over it, and the vines tap once. Do an insight check, Iker.
Ooh, okay.
I'm also going to explain to Rithmore what's happening.
Oh, that's only a 9.
Ooh. Nice. You get the sense that unfortunately comprehend languages might not work. You might need a spell like Speak with Plants to be able to speak to Plantrick.
Shoot.
Wait, so in the past when we did this before, Plantrick understands us, but we don't understand Plantrick is the issue, right?
Right, yes.
Okay. Could we do the old
Yes.
tried and true?
You've developed a system where
The tapping, yes.
Yes. Could you tap once if you are okay with our new friend?
Being on the ship
yes.
for a time. Okay.
you see a vine comes up and taps Iker on the tentacle.
Well, Riftmore, it seems you have the ship's approval. This is Plantrick, Riftmore, Plantrick.
I'm gonna lean into Helionics and just mutter, so maybe they weren't lying about the ship being... It's you see that, right? I'm not
truly can't
going
believe that
crazy.
That
Okay.
this is real. Yeah, no.
I think that's
okay.
awesome.
Wait,
Awesome. We're
I have
inside a living being. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool, don't you think?
Yeah. No, that's cool. I think it's cool. Very cool.
I have a question. Is Where still an octopus?
Great question.
Charlotte, you're muted if you're talking.
Yeah, where's an octopus?
Where, darling, can you telepathically communicate with Plantrick? Is that something you can do?
I can try, which you hear in your head. So I'm going to try and telepathically communicate with Plantrick. Be like, Plantrick, can you hear me? Is this okay? You can't respond telepathically.
Exactly. So he
Oh, so it's the same
Plantrick
thing.
does another tap. Yeah.
I apparently yes, but we're still he and I guess Plantrick's not telepathic.
Well, it was a good try. Oh, right! The whole dead bodies out there. Rithmore, would you know what happened here?
You see, Rithmore looks and says, I was not here for the battle, but I saw the distant fire of lasers light up the sea. It seemed large, like a large battle between two forces. But that was, if you are natives to the Astral Sea, you would know, hard to tell time. Very long ago. Seems to be quite a long time. The coral does not grow that fast.
Okay. I'm relating this to the rest of the group.
There are things that still come by every once in a while. Ships that check out these waters. I tend to hide, but you found me.
Rithmore. Iker begins to sign. Have you seen any piles of objects being left by people?
I have not seen that. I have seen people take things from the ships.
That was also my plan. Did Helionics, when you looked, did we get to find out if they said that they were looking for if things were floating around, or does this look like it's been picked clean pretty much?
Mm-hmm.
Besides the wildlife?
You look around, and we'll continue with those perception checks that you both used before. You see that there's much that seems untouched, especially in that large half of the ship. It looks pretty empty and pretty. You can even see just from where you are control panels lining the walls.
Okay. Iker is going to address the rest of the crew and say, all right, who wants to scavenge for parts? The eyes have it.
That's just recycling, you know?
Yes.
Yes.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
You have correctly you've correctly seen that the opportunity for any of you, especially I think Aster and Iker would recognize, that all, if you are adrift in astral space, no arcane or technological means of propelling yourself or your vessel, you are technically considered salvage, perfectly legitimate salvage. So you know that this is a great way to find stuff in the astral sea. We're gonna do this as a bit of like a skill check challenge, as you all are looking around. So tell me who is staying on the ship, if anyone is going out and actually like trying to get things. I think we'll do it in 2 stages where there'll be a perception, investigation, or tech check to kind of like find which areas to go to, and then and then a different checks for when you actually get there to procure.
As we're getting ready to like get started on this, I'm going to use my emboldening bond, which is basically like the peace cleric version of bless, but you can only use the D4 once per turn. And I can now pick 3 people because it's for my proficiency bonus. So I'm going to give it to Helionyx, Iker, and Ware. So you are all emboldened.
Amazing.
Thank
Excited. Can you like put that in like the Roll20 chat?
Yeah.
So right now, are we deciding, like, can all of us go, or do we have to pick a certain number of people to go out?
Oh, all of you can go if you want to. Lux can always use the spell jamming helm if you'd like to keep her on the ship. This is more like this huge ship. So the first couple of checks are going to be for you to like basically spot where you want to go, where's going to be a good place to explore. Because it is up to you guys. If you were to like go like very and very carefully and find everything, it could take you like days to salvage this ship. So it's up to you.
So,
Okay. Sorry?
As a giant octopus, is there something I can do to help, like, move things, given that Ware is currently a lot bigger and possibly stronger than they were?
Oh, yes, definitely.
So do we want to travel as individuals or in pairs/groups?
I'm pretty fond of the buddy system.
Yeah, I think groups.
So 1 group of 2, 1 group of 3?
Yeah,
Iker is happy to pair up with the octopus if we want to do groups of 2. Or we can do which group of 2 and 3?
Helio and Aster could go together, have a little
Time.
little jaunt across this battlefield, these ruins.
What if we held hands across the battlefield? Amazing. Great.
Yeah, so what we'll do is also you do so the Rithmore is kind of just like looking at each of you as you speak. You do see this like intelligence in their movement and their gaze, and says, I would prefer not to explore. I'm quite big to get into the ships. And also, be careful. There are properties in these ships. Anti-magical barriers and such.
Oh, very well.
Thank you for the notes. You are so kind.
Thank you.
Rithmore, you're somewhat familiar with this area, right?
Yes, I have lived here for quite a while.
Good. I'm looking for some materials like maybe a net and some like long poles. I'd like to make you a little bed to lounge on attached to the side of the ship. Do you have any recommendations on where to look for that kind of material?
That is so sweet. Thank you. That on the aesthetic, there is an aesthetic ship that has a large net for trapping other ships. I suppose that could work.
Okay. All right. That sounds like a good idea.
Thank you so much, Mayor.
Of course. It's a rather small ship for such a large friend.
Very true. Thank you for inviting me along.
Well, that was up to Plantrick.
True. You see that it wraps a tentacle around the base of the mast and says, "Thank you, Plantrick."
I love it.
Iker
Pretty
sheds
sure that
like
these
a-
things
like a
cannot
tiny black
speak
tear.
to each other.
That's such a cute
Like the
friendship,
speech of
though.
animals and the speech of plants don't match, but yes,
Yeah, for
exactly.
sure.
Some little
Adorable
tentacles holding hands.
friendship.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do
Wonderful. Yeah,
a group of two and then a group of three, right?
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Let's see. So are we doing Aster and Helionics and then the other three of you?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sounds good. Okay. Lovely. I think we'll start with the group of three. Me, you two.
Kick them out of
as-
here.
As the three of you start to move off, where are you going specifically, and what are you looking for?
Iker is like the big ship that was ripped apart. That's where we see like you said like there was like a control panel and like a lot of like technology over there.
Yes. So it's like if you imagine kind of like Titanic level ship, where you're saying like 10 layers of decks going up.
So cool. Then Iker personally is going to be looking for things that they think they can rip out and sell. Like what is the easiest thing that I can like hawk on the market, or things that can be like installed in the ship.
Okay, cool. So you guys are going towards the big commanding Conexus ship. Go
But
ahead,
Iker
and
first.
anybody that would like to, you can make a perception or investigation. Yes. Oh, are you splitting up further?
No, I just
you three?
like Iker would probably be like ask the others like, hey, like what like is there anything else that they want Iker to like look out for as well?
So you're gonna hear.
Okay,
what
yes.
is
I'm gonna have
you
all
should-
of you guys do perception and investigation.
Okay,
Since
cool.
you're all kind of like moving together towards this ship.
Cool.
I think I'm also gonna go ahead and cast Bless on us, just to be
Mhm.
used if necessary.
Love that.
Okay, and then you said, sorry, perception or investigation?
Investigation, whichever you prefer.
Cool.
Okay. Perception.
Okay, it's perception.
Oh, that's a 13 for Mayor.
23 for where?
Amazing perception in all games that Charlotte plays.
I only play high perception characters.
Okay, so hang on. I need to add my emboldening D4,
Oh yeah, we can add a D4. Okay.
and then do I like is Bless on top of that since it's a separate thing?
Bless is for attack rolls and saving throws, not for
Okay, cool,
ability
cool.
checks.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Then that will be a 16 for Iker.
Nice. Okay, a 23, a 16, and a 13.
I
We
have
will-
the
I-
emboldened one too, so it's a 27.
27.
Nice.
So we will go up from bottom to top with a 13. What is Mayor looking for?
Mayor is looking for like netting and stuff to like disguise the ship because they're concerned about how we've been like tracked down in our stolen ship.
I love it. With a 13, you guys are floating up past these levels of the ship that and seeing into different rooms. Most of the rooms are very austere, and you just see like barracks, different types of mechanical and engineering chambers, lots of these long corridors with control panels along them. But you start to make your way to a part where you think that there might be like crew quarters, and more like the officers, the higher ups who have their own rooms. You do see that someone has created this kind of, their bedroom is themed like a mystical sea princess, essentially. They've put up all these beautiful tapestries in different sheer colors, and they do have like little rope and things to make it look like the little sea glass floating just all over this bedroom if you want to start collecting things.
Nice. Yeah, I think I do.
Wonderful. Next up, we've got Iker with was it a 16? What is Iker? Iker is looking specifically for things that are valuable, right?
100%. Absolutely.
Wonderful.
All about those slips.
Yes. With a 16, you start going down the corridors of the ship, and you kind of like pry one of the panels over, and you see that there is like these essentially like data crystals. They're kind of a mix between the arcane crystals that are used for your ship and what we would think of as, what is that called? The circuit board. And these are like vital to most technology. They're very easy to sell. They don't have any branding or anything on them. You start to collect those as a very valuable resource. Next up, we've got Ware with just an amazing perception. What is Ware looking for?
So we're sort of
As an
looking
octopus.
As an octopus, which, as a wild-shaped druid, is still human, like their normal
Yes.
stats, which is nice.
Yes.
So looking for sort of two things that are a little related. They're looking for things to get to Snap to make, so Snap can make their doodads.
Mhm.
So like the type of stuff they were using for that.
Love
And they're looking for stuff to repair Plantrick when we inevitably get shot again.
it. Ooh, very interesting. Yes, so you are going across the ship. You are able to move slightly faster than the rest, being more adept as this space octopus going up and down. You find one room that is like a machinist shop, where you find all like beautifully organized in these crates, all these different parts to create many different things you can collect. Just say that you have like a bunch of supplies for Snap. That is perfect for that. What was the second part again?
Stuff to repair Plantrick.
Oh, Plantrick. Yes. You keep making your way around the ship, trying to find it's very technological. There's not much. You do find the bio bay, which is kind of like their hospital. You find some health stuff in there that you can take with you, some first aid kits and such. But as you move a little bit further away, you see like the glimmer of green, and you see at the very top of this is a domed glass circle that comes off what looks like a very fancy room. This might be like the commander's special bedroom and arboretum. And you do see these like long trees. You're able to find a little shack in this arboretum that has different, what are they called? Like rooting enzymes, fertilizers, kind of some nice like gardener's tape and stuff, so that if you need to repair, you need to help Plantrick in the future, you can.
Add that to my many arms of things.
I absolutely love that. Yes, and to go along, we'll do one more, unless there's anything else that you guys are looking for or want. Oh yeah, is there anything else?
Just Icar's also like collecting like stray scrap and such, because even though Helionics got a little heated earlier, it has been like in the back of Icar's mind that like we should get some things together and help this poor child.
Yeah.
So they're like looking for like random scrap bits of things that they could make into a like one-person ship.
I love it. Yes, as you guys, go up, I think the easiest person, Mayor and Iker, with your lower checks, you manage to get your stuff first and find your way up to where, very easy to be seen, a huge octopus kind of reaching into this arboretum, taking things. You do see, Mayor, if you would like to, that there is a little succulent garden off to the side if you want to take one.
Mayor will be taking a little succulent.
Yes. And then I think that you guys you start to just like take things, thinking of like, what could it make a ship? You take like panels, different tech parts. There's definitely a lot that you've got there, especially with all your combined investigation and perception checks. You've done pretty well. And I imagine, take the tapestries and the netting that you've collected and kind of like start to put everything in. One of the great things about Wild Space is you're not like carrying anything. You're just kind of floating through space very slowly with this bag full of stuff on your back. Wonderful. Shout out if there's anything else you wanted to do, or else we're going to switch to Helionics and Aster.
Did we get like the net and stuff for Riftmore's little bed?
Oh yes.
Cool.
That is what I was going to say. Well, actually, so on the way back, so Rithmore pointed out this big aesthetic ship, and you do see coming off out of the tentacles these large, like metallic netting that is actually held like part of another one of the Connexus ships. If you would like to go over there, you guys can attempt to kind of take it off this aesthetic.
Yes, please.
Okay, cool.
Bed for baby.
So this will be a little bit of a skill challenge. So I want each of you to think of something that you're going to do to try and like get this humongous net off this tentacled creature.
So it's like wrapped around?
Yes, it's like attached to these tentacles.
Okay.
Go ahead, Charlotte.
Well, I was thinking like they're an octopus, so they're gonna like reach up and try to start unhooking it from like the top.
Yeah, I love that. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand or a dexterity check.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll a d20 and then add 1 because that's how the octopus works.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So that's a 14. Can I add the emboldening bond to it?
I think so. Aster can update us in the chat if not, but we'll assume you can. So if you want to roll.
So I just did. So that makes it a 17.
Oh, nice. So you like delicately through the tentacles, we're getting a yes once per turn, amazing emboldening bond, are able to just like kind of move and delicately start to unravel it and kind of move it from the top, taking it off of these tentacles. Iker and Mayor, what are you doing as Ware delicately starts to untangle?
I think Mayor is doing like a lot of like manual labor of just like collecting up the net as it comes off the ship, and then maybe like a little bit of pushing to try and loosen it up.
Wonderful. Do an athletics check.
Okay.
I think that Iker has cast Mage Hand.
Oh, nice.
And is kind of trying to give themselves a little bit of like leverage to be able to push the netting further off of these tentacles.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check. What did you get, Mayor?
An 11 on athletics.
Nice. So, you're helping. It does seem a little like Ware's doing a lot of the work, but you're definitely, you got yourself into it.
That's a nat 20 Arcana check.
Yes, wonderful.
Yeah.
So you use your mage hand to get into all these little pockets where the net has stuck to the parts of the ship that it had grabbed. And you're able to like delicately extract these. And between the three of you, you are able to like start to move this and take it back to the ship. Wonderful.
Nice.
Lovely. Okay.
Just our haul.
Yes.
I'm imagining we're using the net as like a Santa sack for all of our stuff.
100%.
I love it. Okay, now we will switch to Helionyx and Aster. Wonderful. What are you guys looking for in this astral graveyard?
I think that Helionyx is specifically looking for pieces of more intricate technology that they could take and eventually repurpose as a power source. So something that could power a large machine or even a ship, that sort of thing.
Ooh. Very nice. Yeah, go ahead and make a perception or investigation check. Aster, are you going with? Are you doing something else?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Helionyx. I think I see like the other three take off on their own, leaving us to our own devices. And full disclosure, the emboldening bond feature, it's for the three people who have it have to be within 30 feet of each other. So when they take off, I'm like, okay, so that's not going to work on you anymore. I don't want to redo it because then they won't have it anymore. So I'm just going to cast Warding Bond on Helionyx, and because Rithmore warned about like magical traps and things, so I'm like, just in case we run into something, I'll just do a little Warding Bond, and then I'll just stick with Helionyx and I guess help out with trying to find things. But I'll also, because that spell's not concentration, I'll also probably pop up a detect magic, just to see what pings I can get as we're wandering.
Wonderful.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
So I know that you had said like a while ago when we were starting this that we could also do tech checks. Is that something I can do before I roll for this?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Ooh, got a 23.
Ooh, nice.
Plus, so is emboldening bond dropped now?
It's not on you because you need to be within 30 feet of someone else that also has emboldening bond.
Oh, okay. That's
cool.
fun. Cool.
Yeah. But I can do a perception check as well, just kind of like looking for helpful things.
I love it.
It's a 17.
Nice. So you guys start making your way over to, there is a smaller ship than the huge command one. It is more similar in size to Plantric. It is kind of, you have to move. It has a large gash in the side that looks like it might have come from one of the electric rays of a tentacle, and you guys make your way in looking through. Helionyx, you understand kind of the basic form and logic of ships, and you make your way through, easily finding the engineering chamber and where this large glowing device is. The ship itself seems to have completely shut down, but you see there is this cylinder that still has a kind of plasma inside, and you see every once in a while little sparks inside of it.
Oh, this is great. It's not completely burned out, so I might be able to actually salvage this. And I think they're going to go and try and like remove it to pull some of their tools out if there's anything, like bolting it together to try and get leverage to take it out.
I love it. Go ahead and make either a tech check or a sleight of hand check.
I'll do guidance as I see you going in to try and grab this.
Thank you. I will roll it. So that is a 23.
Ooh, nice. Yes, you are able to start disconnecting it. There's lots of wires connected at the bottom, and artfully like take it off this thing. As you do, you also see that there is a little panel to the side that shows the ship, and it does show even where the engines and the rocket boosters might be located. If you wanted to get those also with a 23, you're welcome to. You are able to it is actually like quite impressive, Aster, as you watch like Helionics just like gracefully and easily remove this from the ship.
I think they turn around. How big is it? Is it like?
It's like 3 feet tall by like 2 feet wide, so it's pretty big.
Pretty big. I think they'll turn around, sort of like holding it in their hands, sort of like this, and it's like, this is awesome. Do you think? I can't believe that this was still intact.
Yeah. I don't know how you just went in there and got it out, but you know that's pretty smart.
I just did it. I don't think I could explain it. I sort of, I've been in a lot of ships like this. You know, we would have a lot of like field trips to go and look around the ships that other people came back with. So I got pretty familiar with like how they look on the inside. But yeah, I saw a map over there on the console, and I think I'll sort of like gesture with my shoulder over to where it is. And it looks like there might be some sort of like rocket boosters or something like that we could get. Would you be okay going further in and looking for something like that, or is there anything that you're looking for?
Yeah, no, we can head down and grab that. As we walk, I'm not looking for anything in particular, just like broken bits and like scraps that I can use for all of my jewelry making, like just shoving my pockets.
I love it. You're definitely able to do that, but also give me a perception check to see if you find anything besides just bits and bobs.
21.
Ooh, yes, fantastic. So you also have your detect magic up. Something that you notice as you've been moving through this ship is that there is almost no magic here. But as you walk through one of the airlocks, you kind of like see this glimmer up in the corner, out of the corner of your eye, and you see a little device hanging there. And unlike everything else on the ship, it is arcane in nature, but it has been like kind of wired into the ship's systems. If you want to go ahead and make an Arcana check, go ahead.
I'll do that. I have a -1 Arcana, but I'll do it. I got a 10. I think Detect Magic does tell me the School of Magic,
Nice.
though.
Yes, it does. The 10, you're not quite sure what it does, but you can tell that it is in the School of Magic of Divination.
Oh, but their sight sort of blocked by the giant thing they're holding. Julia's gonna be like, "Did you find something, Aster?"
I don't know. It's something way up in that corner over there. It looks kind of cool. It's shiny. It's not actually shiny. It's just the spell that's making it shiny.
Does it only look shiny to you, or does it look shiny in general?
Actually, that is an excellent question. How does the spell work again?
I think it just looks shiny to you.
Okay. Yeah, it's you sense the presence of magic. So it's okay. Yeah, so it's just to me.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's
don't
something kind of magic wired up in the ship over there.
magic. Really? This entire place seems almost devoid of magic, and I think
Oh,
that
it is
Helio-
for sure. Except for that, whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, can you sense it?
Oh yeah, I got this spell going.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Can I do an Arcana check on this device?
Yes, go ahead.
It's a 14.
You start looking over it. You can tell from it that it's got a divination property. Seems to have a property that kind of like senses something in the room. You get a sense that it's a sensor of some kind.
It seems to be a sensor. Does your little spell thing sense that it's like on? Is it active, or is it just can sense? Because something might see us if it can still sense, you know?
Does my spell sense if it's active?
It does seem to be active.
It seems like it's going on.
That's
How far away is it?
You can get as close as you want. You're kind of like at the door, inside of the ship to the airlock. So it's about like 5-10 feet away.
Okay, and it's like just up on the ceiling, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In the corner.
Yeah, I don't think I can reach it, but
it's
pretty cool.
I might be able to reach it. This is something I realized I could do, when I was out here, when you found me. And Helio's gonna cast Mage Hand and
nice.
go up and try to grab it and bring it down.
Wonderful. Yeah, you do cast Mage Hand. What does that look like when you cast it?
I think it's I'd say it looks almost like pixelated in a way, sort of like Helio can't imagine what this should actually look like. I don't think they might have never seen it cast before, or just weren't very familiar with it. So it sort of looks like someone tried to draw a hand, but it wasn't very good.
I love that. Yes. So yeah, you are able to pick it up and take it down to you. It is a little like kind of, if you think of a quarter of a sphere, that kind of like is built to sit in the corner. You were able with your mage hand to like move, and you kind of pull, and some wires pop out of it. But you have this little device.
I don't know what it is, but it seems cool.
Seems cool. And nothing bad has happened yet, so it might be fine if we take it. Here, you found it, if you want it.
Cool. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for grabbing it. That little hand trick was pretty cool, too. Stick it in my pocket. Yeah.
Anyways,
engines? That was what we were heading for? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get down to this chamber that has this like large thing of these 6 engines. They are also these cylinders. It's going to take another tech check to get these fully separated. So yeah, go ahead.
Guidance.
Thank you. Appreciate tech check. Oh no, I accidentally rolled 2. The real one was a 14, I believe. I rolled 3 somehow, I'm sorry. So 14
Amazing.
plus the d4. That's going to be a 15.
Love it. It takes you a bit of time, but like as those cameras zooms out, we see that this is about the same time that the other group is spending a lot of time trying to get this like huge metallic net. So you are able to carefully but slowly move these. fun fact, you guys are not, there's no gravity on the ship. There's no tech creating this gravity. So you're just kind of like floating there. So it's pretty easy for you to hold these things and just kind of like float along, taking them with you. So you've taken little bits and bobs. You've taken a power supply and an engine. Are you guys taking the little device you found?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. And you make your way back to the ship, and we gather up. All you guys had very successful tech missions as you come back.
Wow, you guys, that is a huge net. Jeez.
Yes, we're going to be making a bed for our new friend.
Oh, good. A bed for him. So cool. That's awesome.
So he can like hang out on the side of the ship, you know?
Permanent.
That's pretty smart.
Watch the world go by. Good views.
Yeah, you see Rithmore takes out a tentacle and kind of like takes one of these like shiny, sparkly blue tapestry and just kind of like starts waving it in space.
See, it's like a cat toy.
They love it. A quick meta question. Rithmore. Is that I'm still learning common. So if you could just spell that real quick.
Rithmore.
Oh, I was so close.
Wonderful. I got it.
put an
First
extra
try.
O in there.
I never get them right on the first try. So that's really good.
I thought it was Rift.
Rift.
Oh, that would have been good too. I should have done that.
Type with it. Rithmore.
We just meet another octopus with a very similar name.
I wasn't wrong. I wasn't right. I was wrong. As the large Santa bag comes in like towards the ship, Iker like kind of like scurries in there like a slimy little squirrel, and kind of like just like drags out like a big pile of like scraps and like scrap metal, and points to you, Helionic. This is for you.
For me?
Full ship.
I think Helio is gonna be very touched by that, and then immediately feel bad for for the energy they've been putting towards it. And I think they're gonna go up towards where Iker is and look at them and say, "Thank you. That means a lot. Thanks."
Oh, no problem. Now you can have a ship and you won't have to steal one.
Helio is gonna laugh. We do say that, just sort of like that was a good one. Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. Now, and they like lean really close to Helionix's face. You can help build the pet bed.
Yes, I will help build the pet bed happily. Yes.
Yes, Rithmore. And Iker is going to start twirling over with the octopus.
Amazing. So beautiful, so majestic. Just wonderful.
Just for like context, Where is almost certainly not an octopus anymore because that spell only lasts like an hour.
Yes.
Where? Welcome back.
Hello. I was here.
Right.
Yes.
But in your more traditional form.
You did a marvelous job.
Thank you.
Yes, well done.
Ray's just gonna like cock their head and look funny. Because they really don't understand.
Amazing. And as you guys start to go off and like see the spoils of your your investigations, and set up this little bed for your new companion, or pet, or you're their pet, it's hard to tell, this new relationship y'all have. We see, I am assuming that we see Aster kind of go off on their own below deck.
Yeah, I'll probably head to the room that I share with Helionyx, sit on the bed, pull out the little wooden ring that belonged to my friend Reggie, and then remembering, I've got like the message cantrip, and remembering how Lux reached out to the captain with, some sort of different version of that spell. I'm gonna try to do that myself, and I'm going to cast Sending, and I'm gonna call Reggie. I probably should have thought about what I was gonna say. Oh my god. Reggie, are you out there? I heard you might be on PAX. I just want to know if you're okay. Would like to see you if that's possible. I miss you.
Lovely. You say that. You hear in your mind, Aster, you're alive. Yes, I'm on PAX. Pip is still lost. But I've got a message. Come to PAX. We'll find him.
Is that it?
Yep, 25.
Okay. Hearing that, and that Pip is still lost, with my second and final third level spell slot, I'm going to cast Sending again, and I'm going to reach out to Pip.
Nice. As you cast your second... Oh, go ahead. Yep.
Do I not say?
No,
okay, I'll try. Pip, where are you, if you know where you are? Me and Reggie, we're gonna try and find you. I hope you're okay. Keep hanging in there.
Wonderful. As you cast your second use of Sending to Pip, you feel something different. Your mind reaches out like with Reggie, but you feel something cold and smooth, a barrier that seems to block your mind.
Just a barrier, and I can't push past it or anything.
As you try to push on it a bit, you feel a little shock, and that kind of like instinctually you try to pull away, and that shock is keeping you locked to this barrier. You feel it start to like pull you in this weird sensation of your mind being pulled into whatever this barrier is. You feel a darkness overtake you, a loss of consciousness. But in that moment, you see a small spark, a glimmer of mist and stars. You hear a very soft tinkling sound very close to your ears. And as you turn your head, you see that your earrings, these little fossils wrapped in delicate wire that you've made, are glowing. You hear a deep, warm hum in your mind, and you feel a sense of peace. And as the camera kind of pans away, and we see Aster, we see that they look to be almost in a meditative state. They are sitting cross-legged on the ground with their eyes closed, with these earrings in the real world beginning to glow, and an aura emanates out from them, surrounds them completely. And in a moment, the aura crystallizes into a mystical force field of light surrounding the unconscious Aster. And that is where we are going to end today's session. Thank you all so much for joining us. We will see you next time. See you soon, Space Cadets. Bye.